Okay, for today's video, we're going to go over some random different stuff I picked up, including some dinosaur stuff, which obviously is a big point of this channel, and then just some other animal stuff, and then just some other cool stuff that I thought those of you that have enjoyed the content on this channel would like. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And we'll try to go in order of when I got these. The first thing we're going to show off, and I think there's a chance I've shown this off on the channel before, but it's this Skylanders figure. I think this one is Chopper. I have another channel that I've done a little bit on where I do Skylanders content, and yeah, I mean, he's literally just a little T-Rex that has like a helicopter thing on his back. I thought this was a cool figure, and like I said, I do play a little Skylanders on another channel, so I did pick this up, think around, actually, I thought it was more recent, but it's actually been about 3 or 4 months ago. But yeah, did pick this up and did just want to quickly show it off since it is a dinosaur. I picked up dinosaur figure, but you know, it's definitely more like a Skylander than a dinosaur. But yeah, well, both, whatever. But yeah, I did want to show him off really quick, and I will put a link to that Skylanders channel. I used to be very active on that channel and then kind of slowed down and just have done stuff on some other channels as well, which is kind of, I guess, what's happened on this channel. And then two things that I picked up around the same time. I don't remember the exact order, so it's these cups, which we're going to show off, which I think are super cool. And then I also got these stickers from Vineyard Vines. I did just want to show these off. These are Jaws, obviously, but very cool. I love this one. Yeah, I got like a shirt or something before we went on vacation, and just thought these were really cool. And they like gave these whenever I got the shirt I got. But yeah, I thought these stickers were really cool. Okay, and now the cups. Let's show these off. These are actually super cool. Yeah, we'll get this other stuff off the table really quick before we show off what we're going to talk about with that stuff. But yeah, these were the Big Gulp or whatever store this is. I can't even remember. It's some gas station that was doing a collab with Jurassic World, obviously. And it's whichever one does the Big Gulp, if anybody is familiar. So this is the first one, the Mosasaur. At first, I thought the selection was kind of weird before seeing the movie because I did get these. My dad picked these up for me a little bit before the movie. Honestly, he knew about them and I wasn't even aware of them. But then it's the Quetzalcoatlus. Like I said, at first I thought it was a weird selection prior to seeing the movie because the other one is the Titanosaurus. And, you know, I was like, why is it not the T-Rex? I mean, the T-Rex is the big dinosaur, but obviously, if you've seen the movie, you know why these are the 3 dinosaurs that were selected, the, like, DNA thing. And the cups are cool, but honestly, I think the cooler thing is the straws, because I'll show you all. But yeah, that's the 3 cups. Probably the Mosasaur is probably my personal favorite. But I do really like all 3. Very glad that my dad found out, because I didn't even know these came out. But it's these straws, and they have this, like, I don't even know what this material is called. I guess it's like a rubbery material. But yeah, so the straws have these little clips, and there's the Mosasaur one, which I thought was really cool. And then here's the Titanosaurus one. Really cool. And then finally, obviously, the Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, but really cool. Really like all 3 of these. And like I said, I didn't even know that they were doing these. But my dad told me about them, and then he got them for me, so I thought that was super cool. Okay, next up. Okay, yeah. So we'll go over the thing that I picked up while I was on vacation. And this is a cool thing, because we might have a whole video dedicated to this, depending on what your all's thoughts are. So yeah, definitely let me know. But yeah, I picked this up from a little store. It was the last day of my vacation. And I picked up a few figures. It was more stuff related to my other channels. But I did want to get like some dinosaur or animal related figure while I was there, you know. And yeah, while we were there, one of the last days, we went to this restaurant called the Old Florida Fish House, I believe. And I saw that there was a little kids store thing that's like attached to the restaurant. It was really cool. The restaurant was awesome. It was probably my favorite place we ate at the whole week. But they had a little kids store, and I was like, oh, this would be the perfect place to have like some Safari figure or something, because a lot of like stores sell Safari figures in Florida that are like the random little stores I've noticed. And I went in there and I was looking, and I was like, because it looked like mainly stuff that was like for younger kids. But I saw these shark figures sticking out. They only had one shark figure, and it was a Safari Ltd shark. You can probably guess which one. It's the most iconic shark by far. So yeah, we'll just pull it out. And here it is. It's the Safari Ltd Great White Shark. I think this is $10.99, was like maybe $1 more than whatever it sells for on the website. But, you know, I didn't have to pay for shipping. I got to pick the one in the condition I like. I do remember all of them, the gills were kind of weird looking. Like, they were like, the white was really high on some of the other ones. And I remember the other two that were there, the fins were like kind of curved. But, yeah, this is a beautiful figure. I've got an older Safari Ltd Great White Shark model that I loved. But, yeah, this one looks way more accurate. And, yeah, I know this is a way more modern animal compared to what I normally talk about on this channel, but this is something I did want to mention on this. I think I did a poll on this a while back, and I thought about doing this then, but and you all actually, I think, were pro doing this at one point, but I never made a video discussing it, and it was just reviewing or showing off some of my old, like, just regular animal figures instead of dinosaurs and prehistoric animals. So, yeah, if you all would like to see me review this great white shark, and I'd probably do it in the same format, well, a similar format that I do my dinosaur figures, where like I talk a lot about the animal, then talk about the figure as far as any inaccuracies or anything. And yeah, I normally talk about what specific documentaries the dinosaurs are featured in, but you know, with a great white shark, it might be a little different because, you know, a lot of Shark Week stuff. So I probably wouldn't mention everything, but I would highlight some of the main things. But yeah, beautiful figure. Was super happy to pick this up, and yeah, was really cool. Like I said. Okay, and next up we've got two other things. Okay. I forgot to mention this earlier, but yeah, we were going to talk a little bit about some of the other movies that recently came out. So yeah, if you all saw, I did a review on Jurassic World. If you saw my review, I will say, hindsight, I definitely overrated the movie. I just went into it expecting it to be so bad that I was like decently surprised. But like, you know, being somebody that loves dinosaurs, it was a fun dinosaur movie. But like, if I was to rank it like objectively, and if it wasn't a dinosaur movie, it probably would have been a lot lower. And then after I watched that, I watched the other two big summer movies, and I will say I thought both were better. Just gonna be honest. Fantastic Four I thought was better than Jurassic World Rebirth, and I thought Superman was better. Personally, if I had to rank them, Superman #1 pretty easily for me, then Fantastic Four, and then Jurassic World Rebirth. And that's as somebody, as you all know from this channel, is just a huge dinosaur fan. So to like consider the dinosaur movie the worst, it's, you know, but it's trying to be a little bit more objective, because obviously I enjoyed the film a lot. I mean, I think I said it was an 8 out of 10. Looking back, I'd probably say like a 6.5, 7-ish, and Fantastic Four I'd probably say like 8.1 or 2, and then Superman I'd probably give a 9. I absolutely love the Superman movie, and I know it was kind of had some drama. I've got a whole other channel where I'm going to be talking about like the superhero movies and stuff, but and I actually did a Fortnite Superman series on that same channel that I'm going to be doing another Superman related video. But yeah, I absolutely love the Superman movie. I don't know if any of y'all saw it. I would be curious, like I said, please comment about if y'all want to see the Safari Ltd Shark reviewed, and also comment, I'd love to know what your ranking was of the 3 big summer movies. And I know Jurassic World Rebirth made the most money. I saw somebody in an Instagram comment saying like that was the only thing that mattered. And I don't know if they were just trolling, rage baiting, or what, but like, as somebody that like loves dinosaur movies and loved the Jurassic series, even I was like, oh, why are they doing this? Because I liked the movie, and I know obviously it sold a lot of tickets, but any Jurassic dinosaur movie is going to do well box office wise. And like I said, as somebody obviously that loves dinosaurs, even I can be like a little bit objective and say that I don't think it was an amazing movie. It was fun, especially if you like dinosaurs, but if you're just like a movie enjoyer, it's definitely not going to be anything special. Unlike how I honestly felt about Superman. And now going back to Superman, if you're probably wondering why this figure is on screen, this random old Safari Ltd Allosaurus. And honestly, this is, so I'll be honest, I was loving the Superman movie already. I was like, oh, this movie, because I honestly, me and my dad went and watched it. I know I'm talking a lot about the Superman movie, which honestly, that wasn't the full intention of this video. But yeah, me and my dad went and watched it. And like, I think he honestly wanted to watch it more than me, but I wanted to watch it, but I wasn't like dying to see it. Well, he wasn't either, but like, we both just kind of wanted to watch it, I think. But like, I wasn't going into it expecting like love the film, but yeah, I loved it. It was so good. And yeah, going back to the Allosaurus, there's a clip where he's opening Christmas presents as a kid at the end. Oh, that might be a spoiler warning, but whatever. Yeah, spoiler warning for the next 5 seconds or 10. So he opens a present for Christmas. it's showing flashbacks of his memories, and it shows him opening a present at Christmas, and I believe this is the exact figure that you see him opening, which honestly I thought was so cool. You know, me, Allosaurus is easily one of my top two favorite dinosaurs, and seeing the Superman that I'd already loved the movie of open a toy and see the Safari Ltd Allosaurus that is literally, I mean, literally my channel ban or like channel logo for this channel ever since I made this channel is the baby version of this figure, but in a different color. So seeing the Superman movie that I've already loved, showing him open the Safari Ltd Allosaurus, I was genuinely like, there is no way. And maybe it wasn't this figure, but it looked very similar. And I thought it was kind of cool. You know, they could have used a newer figure that just wouldn't have made sense. But, you know, as far as the timeline, it made sense for this to probably have been the figure that he received. But whatever. I thought the movie was awesome. And I love that they had this figure featured in it, or a very similar figure. If you saw the scene, you'll definitely know. I thought it was so awesome, though. But yeah, enjoyed all three of the movies. The whatever people were calling it, Super, Jurassic, Fantastic Summer, I consider a complete success. I enjoyed all three of the movies. I mean, I'm a superhero movie enjoyer, and I'm definitely becoming, I think, more of a fan, especially with those two movies. But um, definitely am more of a Jurassic movie person than a superhero person, and thoroughly enjoyed all three movies. And then, okay, and then the last thing I picked up, which you all saw on the table, was, yeah, this River Monsters book. So I picked this up at a store called Bookland, which is pretty much Books A Million. I don't really understand what the difference is. They look the same. They literally gave this book to me in a bag that was Books A Million. But yeah, I picked this up. I was actually going in there to get a Superman book that's like the prequel to the movie. I thought it was a bigger book than it was, but it turns out it's more of a kid's book. But it's not like a full picture book, but there are, I don't know. I still haven't even read it yet, but that's what I went in there for. And then I saw this in like their sale section. I was like, oh, awesome. Because yeah, love River Monsters. But yeah, I guess that's it. 597 too. I was thrilled at that. But yeah, and this was definitely probably one of the more random hauls of random stuff we've shown off on this channel. Because yeah, we didn't even like technically pick up one like Safari dinosaur figure. We picked up a Skylander dinosaur thing that honestly I think I might have already shown off on this channel. Wasn't for sure about or not. And then there's a Safari Ltd shark. And then the one Safari Ltd dinosaur figure that we did show off was mainly to talk about Superman with. But yeah. And obviously, we did talk a lot about more modern animals, like the River Monsters book and then the Safari Ltd Great White Shark. So I'd love to know your all's thoughts on if y'all want to see any content related to that on this channel. Love River Monsters and love the like sharks and stuff. So if you all would like to see me talk about the more modern animals and your all's thoughts on the three movies, I would love to know in the comments down below. But that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I am out.